Well, today I'm really excited to show you how I'm going to save one of my favorite cardigans, my favorite green one, and I discovered it had a hole in it after I had worn it one day, and I don't know where it came from. I don't know how it came to be. I don't remember getting stuck up on anything, but there it is, and I'm not really ready to break up with this sweater yet. So I'm going to fix it the easiest way I know how, and I'm just going to do it with an embroidery design. And I just wanted to show you how I'm going to go ahead and what stabilizers I'm going to use and all those things, and then show you the finished product, just in case maybe there's something that you wanted to save and kind of fix up or repurpose at the same time with an embroidery design. And right here I have two different kinds of stabilizers, and both cutaway permanent stabilizers, and they're great products. I absolutely love them. But this one, you can see, is a lot softer than this, and because I'm fixing a hole and I really want to make sure that I have a good strong base on which to stick my fabric to, I'm going to use the stiffer stabilizer. And if I wasn't repairing a hole and I was just going to embroider somewhere on this sweater, I would use this one. But extra stabilization, it's just better because there's a hole and you want to make sure you have a good, strong, supported embroidery. So anyways, what I'm going to do to get it ready is just take a little spray box. And this is just a box with sides so that when you spray your temporary spray adhesive for sewing, you don't get it everywhere. And it's a good thing to have one of these. Make sure you just give it a good coating of the spray adhesive. And take it out of the box. And a hoop, the exact right size for my embroidery design, and it's the smallest hoop I have for my embroidery machine. And you know, just try and make sure that you don't have too much extra space around your embroidery, because you want to make sure that you have extra stabilized support during the stitch out. So just go ahead and put this down and hoop it tightly, nice and tight, and you want to make sure that this piece of fabric is hooped with no slack and it is truly very taut. And again, because, you know, if you really want to save your article of clothing, you want to make sure you do all the steps right. Embroidering on a ready-made garment is sometimes kind of scary. But here it is, and you want to make sure kind of spread it out and see where it's going to lay so you can position the embroidery the right way. And I know that I want it facing this way. This is right where, and I want to kind of just center right in here. Let's just see. And so what I'm going to do is make sure you have your whole entire article on the table so you don't have any unexpected pulling of the fabric. And just go ahead and gently press this down onto the sticky stabilizer. And right here around the hole, and you want to make sure not to stretch this out. This is a stretch knit cardigan and it's stretchy, and you don't want to stretch out your fabric if you have the ability to, because what's going to happen is you'll embroider on it, and then the fabric, once you take it out of the hoop, will stretch back and it'll give you puckering around the embroidery. So just gently easing it down, trying to smooth out the hole as best you can, sticking everything down. And one more thing, I have one other piece of stabilizer, and I'll just cut another one because I seem to have lost mine. But here is a piece of dissolve away stabilizer, and this is water-soluble stabilizer, and because this is a knit fabric and there is a little bit of a loft to it, I want to make sure that my stitches are formed the correct way and they don't sink down into the fabric when it's stitching out. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a piece of stabilizer, cut one out the right size, and make sure that when I'm embroiderizing I put it right on top, and you'll see when I do that. But right now I'm just going to put all this stuff away and get out my ruby, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've loaded in my design, and it's a free design from the Urban Threads website, and I absolutely love it. It's a skull and crossbones, but the crossbones are needles, and because I feel like I'm kind of a sewer with an edge, I really like the design, and it was free. And what I'm going to do is just stitch it out with silver metallic thread, because I absolutely love silver. You can see I still have the pin I was wearing on the day I discovered the needle was the hole was there. But anyways, what I'm going to do is take a look at your design, and you want to make sure that the most filled in part, the fill stitches, are going to be directly over that hole, because you want to make sure something is holding it together. And I already know that the design is going to stitch out, and this is going to be the skull head right there, so nice and full stitching. And I'm just going to go ahead and press start, lower my speed a little bit, because you know with metallic threads you want to sew with a lower speed. and sometimes even lower your tension. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and start the stitch out. But not before I cut my threads. And I almost forgot your little piece of stabilizer. So just go ahead and sandwich this in and hope that it doesn't get too messed up during the stitch out. But there you go. And when this is all done sewing, what I'm going to do is just trim around the back side and trim away any excess permanent cutaway stabilizer, and watch it and make sure that nothing bad happens during the embroidery. And then I'm just going to wash it, and it'll be my favorite cardigan again. But anyways, this is a really easy way to fix holes or something. If you have a favorite sweater and you're not ready to get rid of it because of a hole, or maybe a moth ate through some of it, you can always fix it with an embroidery and give it a new life. So anyways, I hope you like this, and I hope it gives you some ideas, and thanks for watching.